Welcome to Healing and Manifesting in the Hut. I'm Stephanie Malo, and today we're going to continue our conversation about pets and how they can help us understand what alignment is. And so alignment is when our energy and our emotions are in a place where we can actually accept our manifestations that we're wishing for. So, and animals are quite in tune with allowing what they want in. Humans have a little bit more of a hard time with allowing in what they want. And I have a quick little story for you from the weekend. So, on the weekend, I had a little bit of a breakdown. They happen from time to time. It was no one's fault. It just kind of happened. And I notice it happens to me when I'm starting to feel overwhelmed. And I'm learning how to get out ahead of overwhelm so that it happens less often, but sometimes it sneaks up on me. So it snuck up on me on the weekend. And I remember feeling awful, feeling terrible, feeling down from seemingly out of nowhere. Because when I get overwhelmed, it's like as if the cup overfloweth. And then there we go. We're just on our way to feelings that are not so great. So I stopped what I was doing and I sat on the couch and I was just feeling my emotions. I was feeling how I was feeling, and I often name the emotion, and that helps me pivot over to something better. So I was just sitting on the couch, feeling how I was feeling, and I looked up. And my cat, Sam, looks at me on her chair, the chair she never seems to leave in the living room, which is fine. And she looks at me, eye contact, and flipped over onto her back, showing me her belly. But the look on her face was, this is how you do it. She was literally, it felt like she was literally suggesting to me how to just let go. And I started to laugh. And that laughter broke me out of my funk that I was in. A friend and I talk about it as, we call it the squish mode. You just got squished. You can become unsquished like a sponge. But once we're squished, we need to find our ways out of that. Just to feel better. So I laughed. Sam squinted at me like, I told you so. And it was like as if a switch had flipped from off to on or from on to off. And I was like, totally better. Could have been because I laughed. But it was the whole scenario of my cat looking at me and doing this funny movement, spread eagle on the chair, and looking at me like, do you see? This is how it's done. And I immediately got up and started to make supper. And then when I was focused on step 1 of suppers, step 2, step 3, step 4, I had completely pivoted myself out of the squish funk that I found myself in. So it's just a reminder that animals are actually, they're quite close to spirit, and they're quite close to finding that aligned action that brings us happiness, that brings them happiness, and they just do it so naturally. So watch your pets, watch your dog, watch your cat in how they behave. They unembarrassingly ask for what they want, and they give unconditional love. So I think those are some of the secrets to actually being able to allow manifestations in that we're looking for.